Welcome to Agile and Oracle Developer Cloud Service. After this lesson, you'll be able to do the following things. Oracle Developer Cloud Service can't do anything about dysfunctional constraints in many organizations. We do, however, provide Agile support to get around those constraints in the form of tools for issue reporting and sprint management. Developers can use the Issue tab to keep track of issues on a per-project basis. Teams can use the Agile tab to organize and schedule issues into sprints and then track their progress. We will only scratch the surface here since issue reporting and management is a complex subject and full coverage is way beyond the scope of this lesson. To use the Issues tab, click the Issues icon on the navigation bar. An empty issue table is displayed. Initially, a project has no issues. To create a new issue, click New Issue to display the New Issue dialog that prompts you for information. Summary and Release are required fields. The rest are not. Click Create Issue when you're done. Under the Details section of the Edit Issue dialog, make changes to status, add a comment, supply product or component information, specify a parent issue or a sub-issue, specify the amount of time to be spent on the issue, associate the issue with a sprint, or upload an attachment. Then click Save when you're done. Use the Administration tab to customize issue tracking fields and metadata, create products, releases, and components, customize tags, and specify custom fields. Click Save when you're done making those changes. Issues can be managed in the Oracle Developer Cloud Service UI or in an IDE that is connected to your service instance. Make whatever changes you need to make to the issue, like changing the status, priority, or severity as you work on the issue, and then submit the change. Issues can be in one of three states: new, assigned, or resolved. If a status is resolved, then the resolution can be set to indicate whether or not it was fixed. If you're working in an IDE, when you finish working on a source file related to a task defined in an issue, you can change the status when you make the commit and push the change to the master repository in Oracle Cloud. To actually work with issues in your service instance, you can complete the tutorial, Manage Issues using Oracle Developer Cloud Service. You can access it from the URL listed in the description of this video. After creating issues for a project, use the Agile tab to set up the project to use Agile development. From this tab, you can create an Agile board, create and start sprints, work with active sprints, configure a board, complete issues in sprints, and work with the reports that show what happened during the sprint. From the Find Board page, click New Board, name it, select all issues from the Search dropdown, and Story Points from the Estimation dropdown, and then click Create. The board opens showing the backlog of issues returned by the search of issues. To create a sprint, click New Sprint, name it, set the capacity and story points since we're doing this in Agile, then click OK. Drag or right-click issues in the table of issues to the sprint. You won't be allowed to exceed the capacity. If you have multiple sprints, you can move issues from sprint to sprint to balance the workload. Click Start Sprint to make it active. Set the start and end dates, keeping in mind that a sprint is typically 1 to 2 weeks long. Then click Start. Click Active Sprints to see issues in the sprint. Swim lanes show issues sorted by owner. Columns show the same without the ownership status. Drag issues to the progress column and change the status appropriately when you're prompted. When the issue status is set to resolved, the issue will move to the completed column. A board is configurable. Use the Project States tab to modify or add progress states that show up in columns for sprints in your board. Set statuses that determine when issues displayed under newly created states or ones that won't be displayed under existing states that you modified. Use the Working Days tab to specify the number of days of the work week and to add additional non-working days like holidays. Save when you're done. During a sprint, you move issues from to do to in progress to completed as the work gets done. When all the issues have been resolved, or removed if they were deemed unnecessary, or when the end date of the sprint has been reached, click Complete Sprint. Sprints don't end automatically. They must be completed. When you complete a sprint, the reports page displays. The completed sprint isn't shown in the backlog view anymore. Uncompleted issues return to the backlog so they can be added to another active sprint. To work with reports, click the Reports button. Select the sprint and the burn down criterion. The burn down chart for the active sprint displays story points, start and end dates, capacity, and a guideline for completing the sprint story points. This is shown to the right. The sprint report provides a day-by-day progress report in a slightly different format. Now you should have enough information to complete Exercise 1. Complete the tutorial, use Agile development in Oracle Developer Cloud Service. When you're ready to start, go to the URL listed on the screen. The URL is included in the description of this video as well for your convenience. You should have learned what you need to know to use the Issues and Agile tabs, and you're ready to complete Exercise 1 now.